Okay, so here are some more sides that we've decided to try for Thanksgiving. I don't have the stuff to make this, so we don't really have the burner set up yet, but hopefully we'll have that in the future for you guys. But what we're gonna do is basically just walk you through the recipes and what we're looking at here, okay? Now this was actually posted on a support page, and it actually had chicken in it, but it gave me an idea. My mother makes the most amazing cheesy broccoli rice side dish for Thanksgiving. Normally, I get my own dish of this, and after it's over, I get my whole dish and I take it home and I eat it for like the next 4 days because it is my most favorite thing. However, I can't have white rice at the moment, so this alternative to me was a great opportunity to try something new. So what is in the normal recipe, which is what I posted, it's 4 servings. So it's got 2, 4, 6, 8 cups of vegetables in it, and it had all of your protein. So I'm omitting the protein in mine because I want this to be a side dish to my turkey on Thanksgiving. So what we've got in here, we've got our broccoli and cheese soup. We've got 1 packet of this and 1 packet of our brand new cheese sauce. Now the reason I chose the broccoli and cheese is because the recipe calls for our chicken soup mix, which is actually discontinued. So I thought maybe the broccoli and cheese would be a nice additive to the cheese sauce, and it actually turned out wonderful. So what you're gonna do is you're going to get your soup packets and you're gonna add water to them. Let's see. Going over my stuff, sorry. Okay, so 6 ounces of water is what you're gonna need to mix the soups with. I did 4 ounces in the soup, and I think 2 in the cheese sauce, and I ended up having to add a little bit more spread sauce, 2 to 3. No, that's right. Okay. So 2 to 3 in the cheese sauce, and then about 4 to 5 in your broccoli and cheese. And this is basically just consistency. You don't want it to be soup. You want it to be a little bit thicker, and so that kind of is a good balance for these guys. And I actually did them separate. I thought about mixing them all in one, but I didn't know how that turned out, so I did do them separately. And then you're gonna take your frozen cauliflower rice, which the bag is typically about 12 ounces, which is pretty close to the 4 cups that you're gonna need. And they want you to cook this in a skillet over high heat. Make sure it's not covered. You want to burn it a little bit. You wanna kind of brown it so that it has a nice firm texture like rice. This is gonna help cook off some of that frozen water so it kind of crisps up for you. And then you get a bag of the frozen broccoli, and just make sure you have enough for 4 cups. And it is actually best to microwave that guy. So you got that in the microwave, you're stirring your stuff, and I've got a little video and some pictures that we can add in for you guys to kind of see that process as well. After those guys are done, you're gonna put them both in a bowl together, and then you're gonna pour over your sauces, okay? And then you're gonna really mix it up. It's really about tossing and turning and getting all that mixed up. And then you're gonna start to add your seasonings. So you wanna add some onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper if you like pepper. I don't like pepper, so I didn't add any in mine, but I did the onion and the garlic and the salt. And when I did a little sample one last night, which I can add a photo to, just so I could try it. It was fantastic. I prefer a lot more salt in mine. My husband not so much, so I didn't add enough for my taste. But that's all, totally just taste it as you're going. There's no eggs or anything in it, so it's totally fine to taste. And then you're gonna throw it in your little casserole dish. Make sure you use your pan, because there is nothing more frustrating than losing your vegetables or your product to your pan. And you're gonna put it in the oven. You're gonna do 350 for 20 minutes. Now I actually did these guys together because they both cook at 320. So I filled this up, chunked it in the oven, didn't turn it on yet, and then I mixed up my rolls, which, I mean, did you see these? I'm so excited to eat these. I almost ate one last night and only brought one today, but I saved them for you guys so you can see how beautiful they are. Now this is so simple. All right, so this is the potato. So they used to be potato puree, but they renamed them mashed potatoes. And this works so good for this recipe. Very simple. The recipe is a single serving, so it would just be 1 roll. So I doubled it. So 2 packets of your mashed potatoes. And then you're gonna do 2 tablespoons of egg whites, 2 teaspoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of water, half of a teaspoon of baking powder. oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna need 1 teaspoon because that's doubled. And then you do the garlic, the onion, and salt and pepper, okay? Now this gets really, really, really thick when you're mixing it up. I mean, hard to stir. And I've got some pictures of that for you as well. And it was very difficult to get into the containers as well. But you could totally put this in a loaf pan. The recipe actually says to put it in a loaf pan, so it'd be more like a loaf of bread, like the mini loaves. For me, my sister makes homemade rolls for Thanksgiving, and I normally don't have trouble with stuff like that, but those are delicious. I mean, fresh, from scratch rolls. So I wanted to be safe this year for my vices, my cheesy broccoli rice and my rolls. So these are just 2 things that I know for me that I'm personally going to make, because this is 1 product. This has 2 in it, but serving per serving, you're getting 4 servings. So that's 1 IP and 1 IP. So technically, even if I did this and I ate half of that pie, I'm only getting 4 IPs for the day. So it's a much better choice to plan ahead and make something easy and that you feel great about your choices, than to go into it and just feel left out or really struggle and even maybe get off your plan for the day, which isn't the worst thing either. It's a process, and I go over all that with everyone. But when you have goals and you set yourself up for success, this is part of it. This is the lifestyle changes that you learn and adapt to make yourself able to make this a reality. So it's really cool that these recipes have been shared, and I don't have rights to any of these. They're just all stuff that's been on Pinterest or social media. I don't claim to make these up. Just made some little alterations that work for us and me. And these guys, you can actually use the, I can't believe it's not butter spray. You get 2 of those free sprays a day. So on Thanksgiving, if you wanted to spray that on there, that would be great. Or any of the jams, like the cranberry Walden Farms jam would be awesome. So I'm like 8 times, guys, I'm sorry. But this is the stuff that we've got. Let me pull that pumpkin pie back over here so you guys can see what your options are. And then we'll post these recipes for you,